welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. Today I'm going to show you how to make a butter board, and if you have never heard of this is a new trend and it's perfect for any time in my world, but it's great for Thanksgiving. So if you're having Thanksgiving at your house this year, this is such a great showstopper that you can serve and everybody's going to go wild over it. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a butter board today, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I hope you'll click the subscribe button so that you'll be able to see future videos that I share. Also have a recipe community, and you can find it by going to theflipflopchef.com and clicking the button at the top of the page to join my group there. You'll have access to thousands of recipes as well as a weekly giveaway. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use Pampered Chef's Lazy Susan for our butter board today, but you could use any cutting board or platter that you have that you like. Or you can purchase this from me as a consultant with a Pampered Chef. I do earn commission on the products that I sell, so you're welcome to shop with me. I would love the opportunity to earn your business, and I promise to take good care of you. This Lazy Susan is really cool. You can use it for charcuterie boards. Of course, you could use it to serve a cake, and you can use it to decorate a cake because it does spin around. This is also great just in the middle of your dining room table, and you can put your salt and pepper and other condiments on there, or you can just put a dish on there. So you can use it for so many different things. So let's go ahead and get started. I first want to tell you about the bread that I made. So let's talk about that first. So some of you guys I know are old school Pampered Chef people like me, and you have seen these bread tubes. Now this is not a product that we currently sell, and I was kind of disappointed that I got rid of all of my bread tubes. These were really hot in the 90s, and I joined Pampered Chef in 99, and there were so many great recipes that used these bread tubes. And in one of the moves, I sort of purged those and got rid of them, and I have regretted that. Well, I found this at Goodwill, and I was so excited. It was brand new, still had the instructions and everything, and so I snagged it up and made some French bread in this bread tube. So if you happen to be one of those people who still have these bread tubes, this is how you're going to use it. It does come with instructions, and I probably can access those digitally too. If anybody needs them, just reach out to me and let me know. It comes with 2 caps, so these are like stainless steel caps. They had a variety of sizes. They had a star, a scalloped, which looks like a flower, a heart, a square, and a, well, there was a scalloped and a flower. I feel like maybe one of the flower ones was lots of little petals, and then the other one was larger ones. So 2 of them that look kind of like a petal, flower petals. I just sprayed this with my kitchen spritzer, sprayed inside of the tube and sprayed each of these lids. Now there are 2 different lids. Let's see if it says, yeah, this says top on here. So one lid is the bottom and one is the top. If you want to just remember the lid that's vented, so there's a little hole here, that is the top so that it lets steam escape. Now the bread that I used is Pillsbury French bread. Now if you made this in the 90s and early 2000s, this Pillsbury bread used to look different. In fact, this is the first time I have seen it in this short can. I almost didn't see it because I was looking for the long skinny tube. So this is not the pizza crust, it is the French bread. It used to be called French loaf. So I'm gonna put this back in the fridge so that it doesn't explode on us, because when those get room temperature, they will explode. So I baked this at 375 for about 50 minutes. If you wanted it more crispy, then you could bake it for about 10 minutes longer, so up to an hour. So I'll set my bread tube aside, and I went ahead and cut off the end so you guys can see that pretty star shape. So I'm going to take a bread knife, and this bread knife, I believe it may be discontinued. It was part of our colored knife set. We also have one in our knife block set. So just grab a serrated knife and slice up your bread. Now if you're like, man, I really want to make a butter board, but I don't have any of these cool tubes from Pampered Chef, you can use any bread. So you could buy a loaf of prepared French bread from the store. You can make your own homemade bread, and I bet if you go to Goodwill, you might be able to find some of these tubes. I've seen them in there many times, but I usually just leave them on the shelf. So this time I decided to grab it up. So you can come up with some really fun ideas for this. You could even make little mini sandwiches with these if you like. It's fun for kids and adults too. All right, so we have our star-shaped bread. I'm gonna set this aside, and we're gonna get our butter board together. So again, I'm gonna be using Pampered Chef's Lazy Susan to do this, and I'm gonna be using Irish butter. So this is kind of like the Kerrygold, but it is Aldi's brand. So you're gonna open up your butter. You do want it to be soft. So I took this out a little while ago, and I've got a couple of tools here. You just need to get a spreader to spread this around. So you're just gonna sort of take some big pieces of it and just sort of spread it. Whoops, I need to lock this so it's not spinning on me, so it stays stationary there. So we're just gonna spread this butter. Basically, you're just spreading butter on the Lazy Susan. So I'll give you guys a closer look here. And we're gonna decorate this, spice it up a little bit. Now, if you're super fancy, you could try to do this in like a shape. I am not an artist, and I don't usually feel very creative. So we're just gonna get this butter off of here, get it on our board, and then we're gonna add a few things. So I'll go ahead and tell you some of the things that I have to add to our butter, and you don't have to use exactly what I have. You can get creative, and there are some ideas on Pinterest as well. So you can look on Pinterest to get some more inspiration. I'm gonna drizzle this with some honey. I actually have some Savannah Bee Company honey that is really good, like on charcuterie boards. So I thought that would be a nice thing to drizzle over the top. I'm hoping it'll drizzle well. I have some other honey in a squeeze bottle if I can't get this honey to drizzle really well. And then I have both rosemary herb and all-purpose dill mix. Those are both Pampered Chef seasonings, and you can pick the one that you want. I think I'm gonna do rosemary herb. I have some fresh rosemary and I have some fresh dill, and I've got some pine nuts that I roasted in the air fryer and coated with a sugar coating in Pampered Chef's garlic parmesan seasoning, which if you have watched any of my videos or if you're part of my recipe community, then you know that that's one of our favorite seasonings in our house. It's Connor's favorite by far. So I've got some pine nuts and I've got some raspberries, some sweetened dried orange slices. So we'll see what all I come up with. We may not use them all. I am just having lots of things here. Pomegranate arrows as well. All right, I'm getting all my butter out. I have just a little bit more. I want to leave room around the edges here for that star-shaped bread. So I'm sort of doing this in a circle, but like I said, it's not going to be like a perfect shape or anything. And you want this kind of clumped, so it's not a smooth thing. And then you can go fill in any gaps that you want. And I'm just going to scrape this so we don't waste any of it. There we go. All right, so let me wash my hands. I got a little bit of butter on my hands. And let's start dressing this up. So I'm going to start by drizzling. Let's see if I can drizzle this honey. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want too much. I want like a thin. There we go. So just barely drizzling. And I'll show you what this jar looks like so that you can see. You could order stuff from Savannah Bee Company, and I know some local, you may have a local store that sells this, so keep that in mind. I think I'm going to use the rosemary herb seasoning, but the other option you could try is all-purpose dill mix, but really any seasoning that you want. I'm just going to sprinkle this on the top. And then let's see. So I've got some fresh rosemary. Let's see how I want to do this. Just kind of laying it around. Like I said, I don't want it to be like a perfection kind of thing. I want it to be. All right, and we'll decide if we're going to use some of that dill. Let's add our pine nuts. And I just have these in one of our reusable silicone bags. And again, these were roasted in Pampered Chef's air fryer. And I coated them with a sugar syrup that I made on the stovetop, and then coated them with garlic parmesan seasoning, which is also from Pampered Chef, and then put them back in the air fryer for a little bit longer. These recipes you can find in my recipe community. Now let's see. I have some sweetened dried orange slices. I'm going to cut this one in half. I cut right through my bag there, but that's okay. I'm gonna put that on there, and then let's add a little bit of color. So we're gonna put some of these raspberries around. Let's see what I wanna do here. And you could leave this off if you like. If you don't wanna add the fruit, that's okay. All right, and then let's put some pomegranate arrows. Oops. That looks pretty, right? I think that looks good. You don't want to overpower it because you definitely want to make sure that people can actually dip their bread in here. So then I'm going to take these star shapes. That was a little thicker. Let's see, I didn't cut them perfect. Let's see, I'm going to move this here and see if I've got room. Let me unlock this so I can keep spinning. I may reposition some of these things. Let's see what I decide to do here, right? All right, so I don't think I want them to go all the way around. I think I'm gonna just do that for now. And so this is just a simple butter board, and I may tweak this a little bit off camera as I kind of get a little bit more inspiration as I'm doing this, but you could add more fresh herbs, you could add no fresh herbs, no fruit. You can get really creative. You don't have to make this exactly the way that I am showing you today, but the idea is that you just take a slice of your bread and you just smear it in the butter, and rather than having to use a spreader. But if you wanted to make it a little bit more fancy, you could serve it with a spreader on the side, and then you could just scoop it up, spread it on your bread, and go. So I can't wait to hear what butter boards you guys are making. Please share those pictures and ideas with me because I love getting your inspiration too and seeing what you guys are doing with these ideas. Don't forget to go to theflipflopchef.com, check out my recipe community, and you'll have access to thousands of recipes, more videos, and my weekly giveaway. So I hope this was fun for you guys and has inspired you to try something new. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.